Ever looked at the periodic table and wondered what those numbers really mean? So in this short video, I'll show you exactly how to identify the atomic number and to calculate the mass number step by step. So here is a short meaning. You can pause and read all about it, but we are going to go into exact details where to find the atomic number, what it means, what the atomic mass means, and how to calculate it. So there we have two elements. Do you know what is those symbols' names? Magnesium and boron. If you got that, you're correct. Okay, so the atomic number of an element states the number of protons in the nucleus of everyday atoms of that element. Just to quickly recap, the protons are the positive particles. So the atomic number, if you see an element like that, is usually the smaller one, that you can identify the smaller one as the atomic number. It tells us how many protons, the positive particles, are in the nucleus of an atom. What is the mass number? The mass number tells us the total number of protons and neutrons in an atom. So you can find it in the periodic table if it's given, or you can also be asked to work it out. It is the bigger number as shown on the screen. Just a quick question, what does Li stand for on the periodic table? Lithium! I knew you got it correct. So sometimes we will be asked how to calculate it. So then we get our atom or element symbol like that. 7, the bigger number, is the mass number, the total number of the subatomic particles in the nucleus, which is the protons and the neutrons. And then the smaller one is the total number of protons in the nucleus, the atomic number. So to find the mass number, we add the amount of protons and the neutrons together. To find each of them apart or separately, we can take the 7, the mass number. If we need to work out the number of neutrons, we just take the 7 minus the 3, and then we get the amount of neutrons in a lithium atom, which is 4. So let's say we get a question like this, and they ask the amount of protons. How do we know how many protons is there? We look at the smallest number, 4. Ooh, my 4 looks so ugly. Okay, so that is the atomic number. So the mass number, where would we get the mass number? It is the bigger one. Let's use purple. There's 9. Okay, say they ask what would be the amount of neutrons in this element? What is this element? If we look at this element, Be, this symbol Be stands for what? You can think of a beryllium. Yes, that is what Be stands for. Okay, so the amount of neutrons, we are going to take the atomic number. So we have the protons is 4. We're going to take the mass number minus the atomic number, and that will give us 5 neutrons. How do we know how many electrons is in this beryllium atom? So for argument's sake, this is now a neutral atom. So the protons and the electrons will be the same. Electrons will be equal to the protons. So the amount of electrons would be equal to 4. Yay! I wonder if I can make it, if I can present it. That would be cool. Let's make it rain. Let's look at another example. SI. What does SI stand for? The symbol SI on the periodic table. If you guessed silicon, you were correct. Okay, so where is the atomic number? Well, let's start with the mass number. Mass number, the big one. Mass number. There's the mass number. Where is the atomic number? The amount of protons. Protons is here. Let's write it like this. Mass number is equal to 24. We can duplicate the atomic number is equal to 14. Now, if they ask how many neutrons is there in this silicon atom? Okay, so then we can write this down. So we are working out the amount of neutrons. We are working out the amount of neutrons. It's 28 minus 14. It is equal to, not 28, 14. Mama. Yay! Mama. Let's see if you can work this out. Which element do you think have 12 neutrons in its atoms? Let's recap. So the atomic number is the number of protons. The mass number is the number of protons and neutrons. And the electrons is the same as the protons in a neutral atom. There we have the symbol C. Can you remember what is that element's name? Carbon! Now it's your turn. What do we call this element? Now it's your turn. What do we call this element? It is called sodium. It is called sodium. It is called sodium. How many protons and neutrons and electrons does sodium have? Ponder, ponder. Here is your answer. Protons 11, electrons 11, neutrons. It is 12. I hoped you got it correct. So time to practice it a little bit more. And good luck on your test. So please like, comment, what are you struggling with? What video do you want to see next, or what question or equation do you want to see next? And then I also put like a little freebie in the chat. It's kind of like a planner if you want to get a little bit more organized for your exams. And then there is also different types of freebies if you want to check them out. Link would be in the comments. Have a nice day.